All right, let's dive right into this explainer and deconstruct a character who completely breaks the mold. Today, we're looking at why The Expanse's Amos Burton is not only one of the most misunderstood characters in science fiction, but honestly, perhaps television's most honest. You know, it's so easy to make snap judgments about people based on their outer shell, but as we go through today's analysis, we're going to unpack the profound and frankly unsettling psychology behind his actions.
To kick things off, just pause and consider this striking truth. Most people like to believe they are good. Amos doesn't. Just think about how incredibly rare that level of self-awareness actually is. It completely shatters the typical assumptions we make about people, right? We are inherently wired to think of ourselves as the good guys. But Amos actively rejects that belief. And that rejection? Well, that's exactly what sets the stage for everything we're about to explore today.
Section 1. The misunderstood tough guy. At first glance, Amos looks like your standard sci-fi trope, doesn't he? He's the muscle, the enforcer, the tough guy who just solves his problems with violence. But underneath that intimidating physical exterior lies a man who secretly understands human nature better than literally everyone around him. He's incredibly self-aware, and he's brutally honest. He isn't some walking cliché. He's an acute, silent observer of the human condition.
Section 2. A world without illusions. See, Amos grew up in a world where morality was a literal luxury, and survival absolutely had to come first. In his origins on the harsh, unforgiving streets of Earth, specifically Baltimore, violence was never theoretical. It wasn't some abstract concept debated from a safe distance in a classroom. It was highly practical, it was necessary, and it was immediate. When your only goal every single day is to literally just survive, the luxury of philosophical morality is the very first thing to burn away.
Because surviving was the only thing that mattered, Amos just never developed those comforting illusions the rest of us have. You know, that false pretense that darkness doesn't exist, that human beings are always rational, or that good intentions automatically create good outcomes. Think about how much normal society relies on these illusions just to feel safe and get through the week. We pretend that the world is a fair place. Amos doesn't. He absolutely refuses to pretend that darkness isn't right there, waiting just out of sight.
Here is the crucial takeaway. Under the right circumstances, almost anyone is capable of unimaginable things. Fear changes people. Hunger changes people. Desperation and survival change people. As these intense pressures compound, Amos recognizes the really uncomfortable truth about what humanity will do when pushed to the absolute brink. He knows it because he hasn't just witnessed it, he's lived it.
Section 3. Finding a moral compass. Now, recognizing that kind of darkness in yourself is one thing, but how you act on it, that is a whole different ballgame. There's this massive contrast between the delusion of everyday people and Amos's extraordinary level of self-awareness. Most people naturally assume they're the hero of every single story they're in. We justify our actions to preserve our egos. But Amos? He does not trust himself completely. He questions himself constantly. Rather than blindly assuming he's doing the right thing, he operates from a baseline of profound skepticism about his own internal nature. Because he has that incredibly rare level of self-awareness, he actually implements a brilliant strategy. He chooses people he believes are moral, like Naomi, to help him navigate decisions. Knowing his own capacity for darkness, he intentionally outsources his moral compass to people he genuinely trusts. It's an incredible adaptation, really. He essentially borrows their morality to function as a decent person in a highly complex universe.
Section 4. The ultimate human question.
The reason Amos Burton feels so viscerally real to audiences is because he completely abandons what humanity simply wants to be. Instead, he embodies the unfiltered, raw reality of what we truly are. He represents a humanity that is equally capable of compassion, capable of brutality, capable of sacrifice, and capable of survival. All of these traits exist at once. He doesn't hide behind a sanitized, polite version of human nature.
So, stripping away all the fantastic science fiction elements of The Expanse, he confronts every single one of us with his final, provocative question that really demands deep reflection. Who are you when survival's on the line? Beneath all your comforts, all your safety nets, and all those carefully constructed illusions we talked about earlier, what are you truly capable of? It's a deeply uncomfortable question, but for sure, it's the honest truth every human being eventually faces. Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer today, and I'm going to leave you to think on that.